This is my code, this highlighted section right here. So as it's changing throughout the load of the page, I can watch how it changes and see at what point does it change to something it shouldn't be. I am a computer programmer for a jewelry company that sells jewelry online called adiamore.com. We absolutely get random probing hacking attempts. 99.999% of that time it's not going to work and nothing's going to come of it.
There's a new virus in the database.
If you have an email address, you have been contacted at some point by a spammer. It might even pretend that something's already happened, so you get an email that says your Google account has been compromised. Click here to verify your information. You click to verify your information, and all you're actually doing is giving them your information. They can send out millions and millions and millions of these, and if they get one to work, that's enough.
Metro Cybersecurity, this is James. I transitioned from an IT perspective to more of a security perspective because I saw the utility in having trained professionals there securing the things that I was working on, and there honestly weren't enough of them. Metro government suffers really millions and millions and millions of attempted attacks every month. This is the cyber threat real-time map. It shows web, file, email, and other vulnerability actions that are picked up by our antivirus vendor. We know that not only the people that work for Metro government, but also the citizens of Jefferson County rely on us to do business safely and securely. We focus on two things: having the right tools in place to detect and log when something bad happens, but also a comprehensive education program for our end users so they know to report something when it's bad. The biggest form of attack is the email phishing attacks that we see, but that's not the only way they can social engineer users.
Social engineering, the idea is you can just talk to someone who already has that information and convince them to give it to you.
There are other forms of social engineering as well. You can be called on the phone.
Security, Norm.
Listen, I'm in big trouble. You know anything about computers?
Gee.
Right, well, could you, read me the number on the modem? It's a little boxy thing, Norm, with switches on it. Lets my computer talk to the one there.
212-555-4240.
Phishing is a form of social engineering over email. One of the first things you should look for is if you think a message comes from someone you do business with, verify that the email address is actually from that person. That's one step. And often grammar mistakes, poor punctuation, no capitalization, things like that will clue you in that the message isn't really from the person you think it's from. From a ransomware standpoint, which is the most common virus now, the bad guys will go out of their way to notify you that you're infected. They'll put something up on your screen that says you must pay the ransom to get your files back.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please!
So if you get a pop-up in a dialog that tells you to call a number and you don't normally do business with that person, disregard it. Now let's say it is someone you do business with, or you think it is. I recommend going directly to the business's website and calling the number there as opposed to a pop-up.
There are a lot of different ways that people will try and trick you just by changing small things about how you go about your normal day-to-day life on the internet.
Anybody want to shut down the Federal Reserve?
First, keep your machines clean and up to date, and any software you have on your machine, to include antivirus, your operating system, and third-party software, set it to automatically update.
Keep them updated, because even if they aren't actively hurting you, they might be actively hurting someone else on the internet by not being entirely secure.
My second tip is secure your accounts. So any account that has a password, use a longer password, at least 8 characters, and include uppercase letters and numbers.
They change the password every couple of weeks, but I know where they write it down.
Number 3 is when in doubt, throw it out. If something suspicious appears in your email, a link, an attachment, something you weren't expecting, or it doesn't look right, throw it out. So number 4, if you have a smartphone, get 2 steps ahead by enabling two-factor authentication. Basically, all the big services, retail, banking, credit cards, will all send you a text message when changes are made to your account or someone tries to log in that isn't you.
One of the things about the internet is it came on so quickly, and that so many things just sort of burst onto the scene before really being properly vetted. And that's where a lot of our security problems lie.
Hospitals and schools being attacked by ransomware and losing all their data because they didn't have a resilient backup strategy in place. It is personal, but that's one of the best ways to learn, unfortunately, is through your own and other people's mistakes. You learn how to better do your job.
Learn more about ways to keep yourself safe online by visiting the Department of Homeland Security's Stop Think Connect website at dhs.gov/StopThinkConnect.